ahead, Eric.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Want to go ahead and call the Board of Appeals meeting to order for July 21st, 2021. If we can please take roll call for board members.
Please state your name and where you are attending the meeting from, Mr. Blair.
Eric Blair, President, Battle Creek, Michigan.
Mr. Sims.
John Sims, President, Emmett Township.
Can't really hear you, sir.
John Sims, Emmett Township.
Mr. Johnson. You're muted.
Lester Johnson, Battle Creek, Michigan.
Thank you. Mr. Wilkinson.
Yes.
Where are you attending the meeting from?
City of Battle Creek.
Mr. Francisco.
Jason Francisco, City of Battle Creek.
Okay, we'll get to the callers when it's their turn.
So it sounds like we had the board members, and it sounded like we started the staff members present. Do we need to go through the rest of the staff members that are present as well?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Ms. Johnson, where are you calling from?
City of Battle Creek. Yolanda Johnson, City of Battle Creek.
Mr. Belmore. Is he with us?
He may not be with us. I think he only had the one, as I was going to cover the one on Cedar for him.
All right.
They're also running some court hearings today at the same time.
Oh, I see. I think that's enough, Eric, or that's everyone, Eric.
All right. So we have the roll call for board members and staff taken care of. Do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
No.
Okay. We're on to the approval of the meeting minutes for the April 21st, 2021 meeting. Do I have a motion? I'm looking for a board member motion for the approval of the April 21st meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the April 21st meeting minutes as written.
Support.
All right, fantastic. We have a motion. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
All right. That brings us to the dangerous buildings show cause hearings. And the first property that we have is 12686 Sonoma Road. Do we have a member of the city, a citizen here representing that house?
That's going to be Russ Jewell.
Okay. Is Russ with us?
Yeah, 6315.
Okay.
All righty. What we're going to do is we're going to hear from city staff first, and then we will hear from Russ.
Okay, 12686 Sonoma Road has been under construction since 2016 under multiple owners. The building portion of it has since been torn down, leaving an open, exposed foundation system. Since about 2020 in its current condition and status. It was affirmed as a dangerous building and would move to affirm it at this time.
Okay, thank you. And then if we could please hear from Russ.
Yeah, well, when you said that the building was removed from the foundation, that is a slab building. Now, the addition that was poured has never been built on. That was a
Can I
basement that
interrupt
was
you for just
added.
a moment? Sir, can I interrupt you for a moment and please state your name and
Yeah.
where you're calling from?
My name is Russell Jewell, and I'm calling from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Thank you.
So Russ,
Go
it
ahead,
looks
sir.
like the city was stating that this particular house, or what was a house, was or meets the definition of what a dangerous building would be within the ordinance. Do you have, plans, or do you have something that you
Yeah.
can present to us or talk about? Go ahead.
Yeah. We bought, it's kind of been real frustrating because we bought this back in, like, it was last March, we bought it like a week before COVID shut everything down. So once COVID came back, I'm a contractor. So we were planning on building there, but obviously I was real busy because I had been sitting at home for a long time. So we just put the building off until this spring. Well, when spring rolled around, material prices shot through the roof. So, we're building a spec house there. We're not building, I'm not building a house for myself. We're going to flip this house. So at this time, it doesn't make a lot of sense to build. If we have to do something to make it not a dangerous building, then I've already went out there and I've already fenced in the whole top of the basement, so nothing can fall in the basement.
Okay. So Jason,
But the
quick question
existing
for you.
house I got one question. The existing house that was tore down was a slab house. It's just a slab piece of concrete sitting where the existing building was.
Correct, Russ, and that's not the issue. The issue is the open basement that's been open since prior to you buying this property. And it's been, I think, going on 4 years with nothing being done to this property. Haven't had any plans or permits submitted for approval that have been approved or issued, and no timeline on this being started. So in its current condition, it was affirmed as a dangerous building. To get it out of the dangerous building process, we would need to have a plan of action on what you're going to do to get this timeline to get this house started and under construction.
All right, I can bring that in. I already have an engineer drawing from Ralph Weary, who inspected the foundation, who showed me, he printed. I got a printout of exactly what he wants done to the foundation. I have a blueprint layout with elevation drawings of exactly what we want to build there. I can bring into you.
Again,
Hey, Jason, I do have a quick question for you. If it goes into the dangerous building, if it is confirmed as a dangerous building, does that in any way negate what the citizen is trying to do as far as building a new house there and pulling the permits and bringing it back into useful service?
I can answer that.
Go ahead, Don.
No, Eric, again, as always, as long as the owner is making progress in steps to bring it into compliance, the city will always work with those people. Again, this was brought to dangerous building and affirmed as a dangerous building due to the age and how long it's been sitting there with nothing being proposed or submitted for this project. So again, if Russ has plans and is willing to start this process and submit plans, I would recommend maybe tabling this for maybe 60 days.
Does this building have utilities connected?
No.
There's no building there. It's just a foundation.
Yeah, the original house that was there was tore down without permits. The foundation was started by the previous owners, and the addition was never started. And so basically what I have out there is an open basement and a slab.
Okay. So Russ, I do have a quick question for you. It sounds like, with the plans that you have, if you bring those into the city, it sounds like they're willing to work with you. It doesn't sound like if this is designated as a dangerous building that it stops or hinders your ability to move forward with those plans. With that understanding, is there any objection to moving forward with the designation?
Well, okay, so if we move forward with the designation as a dangerous building, am I going to have to do anything before I build I got to fence it, or is there something you guys want done?
Yeah, again, Russ, so again, you need to either get your permits in here and get the work, proposed started. Also, it should be fenced off for security and safety issues. But it also means that if work doesn't get started and commence on this project, the city has the right to come in to remove that foundation and make it safe.
Okay. There again, I mean, I get it. You guys are forcing me to get started, but you do realize that right now that material prices are at an all-time high, right?
No, we understand that, but again, it's part of the owning a property in the city. You still haven't submitted a permit for the demo part that was done. So again, in its current condition, until the house is either permitted with permits and work being started, is going to be considered a dangerous building.
Well, I'll bring in what Ralph gave me, and I'll bring in the blueprints, and we can get a permit going, and we can go from there.
All right, sounds good. Russ, just one quick thing. I think the permits, correct me if I'm wrong here, Don or Jason, that they give 6 months to complete the work. Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay, so it does give you some time.
Well, it's a whole house, so that doesn't give me very much time.
Again, Russ, you're a contractor and we've dealt with us.
I know,
in the past.
I know.
You know how things
all
work.
about it.
As every time you have
I
an
do.
inspection, it gets extended. So, but again, in its current condition, it is considered a dangerous building
Okay.
All right.
as
well,
it sits currently.
I will come in and next week, and I'll bring everything I got. We'll get this permit going, and then we can go from there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Russ. I will look
Now,
for
hey,
a motion.
I got a paper. I don't need. I got another court date. It said for 2:30 today, or I was supposed to show up somewhere for that. I don't need to do. It was for the same thing, but it said 2:30. Is this the only one I need to do today?
No, more than likely that's for the court.
Do I need to go to that?
You'll need to follow up on that, on whatever that paperwork tells you. It looks like it's a pre-trial. So yes, you'll need to show up for that. That's a housing code, Jason.
And is
With Tommy.
is that basically the same thing as we're doing today?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's a pretrial that's also being held on Zoom, so they're running those all afternoon.
Now
All right.
that's on site though, right?
No,
All
you
right,
can
I'll
call
look
in,
at that. Don't
you
worry
can
about
call into that meeting just like you called into this one.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right, I'll look for a motion from one of the board members, please.
Don, you said 60 days, or would you prefer 30?
We can give him 60. We've worked with Russ in the past. Again, this is something that the city's, been dealing with for quite some time. If he's willing to get this started, that's great. But again, I don't want to dismiss it or table it for too long, because if he does decide to walk away and not do the project, again, the city would be able to go in to remove that and make this safe.
John, remember, this is affirming the hearing by the dangerous buildings officer in all of those processes that were either done correctly or not. If we table it for 60 days, Don's already said that we will be willing to work with him if he brings in and brings some documentation. Essentially, this is, did the dangerous buildings hearing officer do it correctly? Was everything followed correctly?
So
Okay, look,
I'm confused because I'm kind of hearing that you want us to affirm that everything was followed correctly. And I'm hearing Don saying that he was good with tabling it for 60 days.
Again,
ahead,
Jason, yeah, I wouldn't mind, wouldn't have any objection to tabling it for 60 days. Because I believe that's when our next meeting is going to be anyway, in September. Is that right, Angie?
I thought our next meeting was in August. I thought our
Angie,
next meeting was in August.
when's the next HBA meeting?
Would be next month.
Okay,
Table it for 30 days.
yeah, that's fine
You
as
just
well.
confirm it as a dangerous building and then it will go on. I mean, it's, I don't,
Not gonna be done in 30 days.
All I gotta do is get the ball rolling with the permit and stuff.
So if you do end up tabling it for 30 days, that'll push us past the third Wednesday in August, so it will get moved to September if you tabled it for 30 days.
But if we affirm it as written and they take it, bring in the drawings and permits and the permits taken out, then it takes it
Again-
back out of dangerous building, right?
Well, it doesn't take it out of it, but
No, it
again,
doesn't.
if they decide to walk away from the project, again, the city doesn't have to start this process over. So
I,
So I'm looking for a motion from one of the board members, please.
I'll make a motion to affirm 12-686 Sonoma Road is written.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Support.
Okay, we have a motion. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, we can please take a vote.
Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes. Okay, the motion passes. Russ, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And good luck to you, sir, with building that new house. Okay, the next property is 297 Parish. Is there anybody here from that property?
I believe that's
Okay.
a county house.
All right, and we'll hear from city staff, please.
297 Parish is owned by the County Land Bank. Was affirmed as a dangerous building by our dangerous building officer. Would move to affirm it at this time.
I make a motion to affirm 297 Parish is written.
Support.
We have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Sims.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Our next property is 285 Parish. Is this also owned by the land bank?
Correct.
Okay. If we
285
could hear from city staff, please.
285 Parish Street is also owned by the County Land Bank. Was affirmed as a dangerous building by our dangerous building officer. Would move to affirm it at this time.
Make a motion to affirm 285 Parish is written.
Support.
So we have a motion that's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. The next property that we have, it's the last one in our dangerous building show cause hearings. It's 91 Oak Hill. Is there anybody here from that property? Don't believe so. If we could please hear from city staff.
91 Oak Hill Drive was a result of a structure fire back in and around February. Sent out notices to the property owner and no response. It was affirmed as a dangerous building by our dangerous building officer. Would move to affirm it at this time.
Make a motion to affirm 91 Oak Hill is written.
Support.
So we have a motion that's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes. Okay, that wraps up that portion of our meeting. We will move on to new business. The first property that we have in that is 58 Hazel. Do we have anybody here representing that property?
If you're here from 58 Hazel, please unmute yourself.
Did you see anybody, Angie?
I do not.
Okay. If we could please hear from city staff.
58 Hazel was a result of a property survey. The inspection was done back on March 30th. Date of notice was April 13th with a compliance date of June 14th. Those violations consisted of scraping and painting, replacing all damaged or missing siding, and some missing and damaged trim.
Okay.
Bear with me just a second. By the looks of the photos from today, it does not look like very much progress has been made.
Okay. I'll look for a motion from a board member, please.
Make
They
a
were
motion.
asking to extend.
I'll make a motion to affirm 58 Hazel as written.
Support.
So we have a motion that's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing none, if we could please take a vote.
What are we voting on?
So there was a motion on the floor to go ahead and confirm that this order goes through as written.
Okay, sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Sims.
Yes.
Okay, motion carried. The next property is 133 Seedorf. Is there a representative from 133 Seedorf with us?
The owner of the property,
No.
Mr. Jenkins, did send in a letter. Angie did include that, showing that he was going to be out of town. However, these meetings are done online, so he was hoping that we could just reissue the order to repair to the new owners or the current occupants. In that packet that he sent us, there is a quitclaim deed where he conveys the property to the current tenants in the amount of $1. I did reach out to them to try to confirm that quitclaim deed. The female was unaware that this quitclaim deed even existed. So I'm not sure if Mr. Jenkins is going to join us today, but this was a property survey that was done back in April, given June 28th to do some scraping and painting. That has not happened to date, and doesn't appear that there's been any progress either. So I would leave it up to the board to either, we could always reset it for another 30 days and table it. But I think the Zoom meeting, he's able to do that from out of state. So
What was the date on the quitclaim deed?
June 23rd.
I make a motion. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, one quick question for you too, actually. Was the quitclaim deed, was it notarized and or was it recorded with the county?
Neither.
I make a motion.
It
To-
does have a
I'm sorry, John.
notary.
Nor was it, was not notarized, was not recorded, and nor did the new owners or the occupants even sign off on it to say that they've been notified of it.
I'll make a motion to affirm 133 Seedorf as written.
Support.
So we have a motion. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion on this? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to our final property, which is 197 Roseneth. Is there anybody from the public with us for that property?
Yes. Trying again to unmute. Mr. Ramos, can you hit *6 on your phone?
That's it? Okay.
Can you
Can you hear me?
please state your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Jose Ramos, and I'm calling from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
All right, welcome. What we're going to do is we're going to hear from city staff first, and then we will open the floor up to you, sir. So bear with us. If I could please hear from city staff.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yolanda Johnson, code official for City of Battle Creek. This particular enforcement was a result of a property survey that was conducted back in April 16, 2021. The violation cited was exterior paint, peeling paint, and damage to the siding. There are some current pictures in the file under the Housing Board tab that shows some more damage in terms of the soffits. There is soffit damage, wood, rotted wood, that sort of thing. So the owner is asking for an extension of October 31st. According to the appeals form that is in the packet, it looks like he has purchased paint and siding material. I have no objection. I would leave that up to the administrator and to you, of course.
All right, thank you. If we can please go ahead and hear from Mr. Ramos.
Yes, just like I said, I just need more time and money to get that, those violations up to code.
Okay. From the paperwork, it sounds like you had purchased some items to do that. Is that correct?
Yes, I got all the items, but like I said, I just gotta get a contractor to go out there and do correct the violations.
Okay. And the 90 days is what you had requested. That seems pretty reasonable. Is that correct?
Yeah, October 31st.
Okay. All right. Any board member comments before we look for a motion? Okay. If we could look for a motion.
Make a motion to extend 197 Rosenheath to October 19th.
And is that the day right before our next meeting, John?
Should be our meeting should be on the 20th of October.
Okay.
That is correct.
So we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Support.
So we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Blair,
Yes.
Mr. Sims.
Yes.
So Mr. Ramos, we took the vote and we did give you an extension to October 19th, which is just shy of what you requested. That's the day right before our next meeting, just so that we can check and make sure that you've made some good progress on that, hopefully finished it up. So any questions at all, sir?
No, like I said, I just need more time, and it will be done by then. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, that brings us to public comment. Do we have any more public with us? Seeing none, that brings us to board and staff member comments. Do we have any comments from the board or staff?
Just as a reminder, I believe Angie sent out an email last day or so. We will be meeting back in person for the August meeting. So I know that we originally took the vote and we were thinking about holding off for a couple months, but we've been given some direction that August will be back in commission chambers.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay, seeing none, I want to thank everybody for joining us, and we are adjourned.
Thank you.